Sean said he's lost me. They've found me. Look, Mrs TravelOn's found me. Evening all again. So you've all been on waiting on the other one, and now you've flicked over to this one. So I do apologise for that. I hit stream and it went a bit crazy, and I still can't get the chats on here. So we live and learn, don't we? So welcome to Thursday Night Live. What can I say? Well, there's lots to discuss. I think you might be in for a treat. Mrs TravelOn's going to join us. Last night we went to the Natura Palace Hotel and we did a video in a sort of gourmet shop there, and we sampled some of the local cuisine. So that video is coming tomorrow afternoon around 4:30, so you should enjoy that one. Let's have a look, see there. Can hear you. So we've got Trevor, good evening. Evening, Dave. We have a nice days in Playa Blanca. Tomorrow is our last day. Did one of your mega walks yesterday. I hope you walked far, Trevor, because you can walk loads in Playa Blanca all the way down the front. Anime Travel's on, good evening. Mrs TravelOn's on. Roof's on, good evening. Neil's on, good evening. I told my live stream ended and it didn't. There you go. See, it did say the live stream's ended. So what can we say? What's happening in Lanzarote? Well, you've all heard the news. There was a horrific accident here. We're not going to touch too much on that on this live because, I like to keep things positive. But we don't know the full sort of ins and outs of it, other than there were some fatalities, a baby, a car lost control. Driver was 23-year-old girl, English resident here in Lanzarote. We don't know the full story. There is reports of sort of alcohol found in the system. Then there was reports of drugs, but it's all in the press, and we don't know anything. Nothing has been confirmed as yet. I think there was meant to be a court case today, but the girl involved just isn't fit for court, so they've sort of suspended that, and that's the latest that I've heard in the news. But like I said, horrific accident, horrible. It was a very horrible feeling in Playa Blanca over the last few days. They had a 2-minute silence, I think yesterday at 12 o'clock in the Yiza town hall, and it happened down by the Aqualava hotel, or the Lanzarote, just opposite the Riu hotel. So like I said, I don't know the real story behind it, what happened. There was talks of the car malfunctioning, so I'm not going to sort of comment, dwell, or talk too much about it, other than to say it is in the news, and that's probably what you've been hearing a lot of in Lanzarote. Yeah, so sad, Judith. Yeah, Ruth is on. Yeah, evening. Been looking at Natura Palace again for December. I was in Natura Palace last night, Claire. That's where we did the video. So 4:30 tomorrow afternoon will be our video. There is a new shop in the Natura Palace that sells all sort of gourmet food. Gourmet Canarian food, brilliant. And a lovely lady called Pina showed us around, and me and Mrs TravelOn sample the food. Well, I sample the food, she samples the wine. It's a bit of a giggle. Is Patrick on? Good evening, Patrick. Hit the thumb button. I like that, anime. Any good something companies you can recommend? Xfer. What's an Xfer company, Stephen? I did Papagayo to the lighthouse, Dave. Your mega walk. That is a big old walk. Whew, that is a big old walk. Bloody hell. Wonder, does Kev the Scotsman watch this or the Gypsy Souls? Yeah, I think so. I know Gypsy Souls are probably busy. Gypsy Souls landed back in the UK and something smashed into their car and damaged their car. Jack's giving us a screen from down there. And Kevin Scotsman is in Tenerife, and I need to go to Tenerife, but I can't find accommodation that is of a reasonable price. It is shocking. The accommodation is shocking. The price is ridiculous. But Scotsman in Tenerife, he stays in hostels. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do a hostel. I like my sleep. So we're going to see. We need to get over to Tenerife for sure. I'm sure Gypsy Souls and Kev are on. I'm sure they're busy. Evening, Dad, Mr TravelON. Evening, Nelly. How are you? Hope you're well, mate. Let's have a little look here. What's it like finding work out there for musicians? Well, I mean, there are musicians out here, and the bars do hire musicians, so there must be work out there. Whether or not it's saturated, I don't know. So we've got on the subject of musicians, just brings me onto a good point. So I always do my mega walk in somewhere, don't I, on the island, on TikTok, on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. I think it's going to be a bit later. There's the St Patrick's Day parade in Puerto del Carmen on Sunday. So I may start it later and go down to the parade. So drop me a message and let me know if you want to see the parade, or if you prefer me just to go for a walk on a Sunday morning. But it is kicking off a little bit about St Patrick's. The Irish residents, or the Irish business owners here, are not happy, because I think in the past they've always been quite involved in the St Patrick's Day celebrations, and rightly so. They're Irish, and all the Irish bars, I think what they do is they move it all down to the old town, and they have like tents and bars, and I think a lot of the Irish bars had their own little bars down there, as well as the bar and stuff like that, and all the Irish musicians would go down and play on the stage and stuff. But I think it's been taken over by the Canarian town hall, as in there's a little shop down in Puerto del Carmen selling all St Patrick's Day gear, t-shirts and that, with all Puerto del Carmen St Patrick's. So it appears to me, from this is just reading Facebook, that the Irish businesses are not happy. So if you're coming to Lanzarote and you're passionate about Irish businesses, go to the bars, because that's what they're saying. We're doing it in the bar this year. We're not getting involved because it's sort of been hijacked, if you like. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure if you ask around some of the Irish bar owners, they shall tell you. Are there any excursions to watch the football team play? No, but the football team does play, I think, on a Sunday in Arrecife. Take a tent for the beach. What's it like for... What time you starting your walk on Sunday for St Patrick's? Don't know, Judy. That's what I'm asking. I usually do a 9 a.m. walk. The parade for St Patrick's starts at 1, so maybe I'll do like 12 o'clock. But I will let you know, so don't worry. I was looking for accommodation in Lanzarote for the weekend next week, and the cost is balmy. So I have to stay in the UK. I'm the same. I want to go to Tenerife, but the cost is balmy, so I'm staying in Lanzarote. Are there any... don't forget to like the stream. Thank you very much, Big AD. Do I have to have TikTok account to watch your Sunday live? If you want to watch it live, Sean, as in live, yes, but it's all recorded and then it gets uploaded onto YouTube for the catch up, so don't worry. Did you manage to find out why the Los Paseos beach did you manage to find out why the Los Paseos beach cam stopped? Yeah, it is the webcam, actually. I'll be honest with you, I put the webcam up there. It's not my webcam, but it's that website. Can't remember the name of the website, but it's up there, and I gave it to the owner of that building, and I don't know whether there's a problem with it. I will contact and see if they can sort it out, because it'd be nice to have that one back. If not, I'll try and move it or something. I don't know, but I do have a contact for that webcam, so I will try and get that sorted. In fact, let me make a little note here so I remember. Might be a daft question. If getting public transport to and from the airport, do you take your hand luggage with you on board or put it in the baggage hold? Not a daft question, really, Jack. If you've got your big luggage, you put it in the hold underneath. If you've got hand luggage, there's like a plane has the bits that go above your seat. They've got little places there, so you can chuck it up there. So hand luggage you can take on. You'll be fine. There's an article in the news regarding arsonists on the loose. Any updates on this? Not really. There was something. A lot of bins were set alight in Arrecife, but I haven't heard much about that for quite a while. So I don't really, not really heard much about that. What are some essential items you always pack on your carry-on bag when you are travelling? Me, Rocky, nothing. Carry-on bag. All I pack is my headphones, my laptop, a little laptop so I can watch films, because if I forget my headphones or the films, I'm sat there for 4 hours going insane. So I like to watch a couple of films to keep me going, and that's it, and a few snacks and a Boots meal deal to save myself a little bit of wonga on the plane and a bottle of water. That's about it. Love these Thursday night lives. Thank you, Nelly. Good evening, Dave. Was helping with English homework. Hello, Nicola. I hope the English homework is going well. Watching in Costa de Geese. We emailed you last week to invite you around to the Bee Live. Rob, I've got the email. I have seen it. Sorry for not replying. I've had a week from hell, but I will get onto that either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know where I am this week. That was the problem. I was up that way on Tuesday dealing with paper. I've had a paperwork week, and it's been a disastrous paperwork week. So it's been a bit stressful. But I'll try and get up before you go. I think, if I remember, Rob, you're here for a few more days. Just back from 7 days in PDC. Amazing. Took in lots of your advice. Thank you very much, Slim. How many we got on? We've got 155 on. So what I've done, I've put the phone down here. It might be a better way to do it. I think what I might do is, because when I've got this streaming software, the chat comes up here and I'm sort of staring at the screen, whereas the camera's sort of here, look. So when I've got the phone, I can put the phone a little bit higher and I can sort of flick through. So I'm making more eye contact, aren't I? So I will do that for sure. I'm gonna put the phone like not that high up, but about there. I'll get a little thing. Googled Farionis Hotel 1 week in June, 2 adults, 2,700. Then Googled the same date, 2 adults and 1 child. Shocking price, 5,700. Oh my God. Are they anti-kids? Probably. The Farionis, I mean, it's not an adults-only hotel, but it's proper posh. It's proper posh. I think it should be an adults-only hotel, if I'm honest with you. I think if I was paying that much money to go there, and it is like really class, I don't think I'd want kids there. But now, this brings me on to sort of kids. There was a rule, or they were trying to bring in a law to ban adults-only hotels. This is how pathetic the world's gone. And it wasn't the fact that they were trying to ban adults-only hotels. They said that it was discriminative to people with kids. Now, I think if there's an adults hotel and a family hotel, well, that offers the best of both worlds, no? But they sort of said you can't actually say adults only anymore. So now a lot of the adults only hotels will do exactly what you've done, what you've just said there, and they'll put the price right up for kids. So they'll do that, or they'll advertise it and they'll say we don't put any entertainment on for children whatsoever. So it sort of tries to put people off. So maybe that sort of rule has come in, and the Farionis tried to be adults only but are not allowed to do it anymore. I think it's silly. I think you either have an adults only hotel or a family hotel. I wouldn't be offended. I've got kids. If there was a hotel I wanted to go to and it was adults only, I'd be like, well, the kids wouldn't enjoy it anyway. So yeah, maybe they are anti-kids, Johan. Maybe they are. Try sal y pimientos in the Old Town. Yeah, I've heard that's quite good. Remember, folks, make sure you filter to see all messages. Oh, yeah, I need to do that, actually, because all I can see is top messages. And I don't know how to do that. Clear filters, the chat filter, all messages. There you go. Thank you very much on that, because I'm probably missing something. That's a good word. 3K for 1 child versus 2.7 is ridiculous price. Yeah. Is the building work finished yet at Rancho Texas? No, the building work has no effect on Rancho Texas whatsoever. What they're doing is they're building the water park. So the water park is sort of right next to. There's already a water park with 2 slides, now 3 slides, and a lazy river, and they're building on there, so you won't even see it. Even if you go, it's all fenced off, and the only time you'll see it is when you go right up to the top of the slides, and you can actually get a bird's eye view of what's going on. So it's really cool. I think we should have adults only hotels. We prefer these, and our son is in his 20s and doesn't travel with us, so it's a nice break. Exactly. Everything is so expensive at the moment. Yes, Mrs TravelON, we know. Mrs TravelON, come on camera to say hello. She's coming up in a minute, Kirsty. Employ a child catcher in the hotels if you don't want kids. That'd be a good job, wouldn't it? the water park in Rancho is going to be a real plus. Yeah, it is. And I wonder if... oh, now I've put this phone here. Look, I can't actually see the screen. 1 second. I wonder if... Let me get on here. Let me just... Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm going mad here now. Let me just have a look on here. Give me 1 second. Rancho Texas. Let's see if we can see Rancho Texas from above. Let's have a look. You know I love this. So, you know I love this bit, don't you? You know I like getting all technical on you. I'm going to just move that there because I can't actually see. Right, so let's have a little look at this. So we've got Rancho Texas here. So this is the car park to Rancho Texas right here. So you can come in and park here. This is the entrance. This is the sea lion enclosure. These are old pictures, and then up here, look, is the dolphin. So you can see just how big Rancho is. So what they're actually doing, this area here, look. So this area here is the swimming pool. So you've got a huge swimming pool area here, and you can see this area here, look, right here. This is where they're building. So this is the water park, the slides at the moment. You've got 2 slides that come down, cascading off the sort of mountain here and into this area here. So those are the 2 slides. And then all of this area here, look, and you can see just how much land they've got. All of this area here is going to be a water park, and it's going to be amazing. So you can see here, look, they're building here. They've already, which you can't see on here because this is obviously an old picture, they've already got a sort of like a toilet bowl effect going on. So they've got like a toilet bowl slide there, and they're building loads more. So it's going to be like a full water park. So you can see just how big it's going to be. I love Rancho Texas so much. Look how big it is. And I love it with the trees around, look. And they're literally doing so many things. And they do, honestly, they literally change something every single year. It's amazing. Let's just catch up on there. Waiting for the call, Mrs TravelON. I'll get you up in a minute, Mrs Crab. Do you know if it's possible to call a taxi for pickup from the sand dunes, or all the taxis? There's a stop right there. If you go by the Riu Hotel, where I stopped and did a video on, by the sand dunes, there's taxis right outside there, or you could just go into the reception of there and they'll call you on. But there's plenty of taxis around by the sand dunes. You'll be all right. Just give yourself enough time in case you have to get the ferry back. You don't want to miss the ferry. If you're back tomorrow, I bought a couple of my company pens for you and Mrs TravelON. Would love to meet you before we go home on Saturday. I don't know where you are, Trevor. What day is it tomorrow? It's Friday. I swapped them for a ticket for some stickers. I can get you some stickers regardless, Trevor. Don't you worry about that. Drop me a private message. So you can email me on dave@mrtravelon.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me, because at the moment I'm getting people going through Instagram, going through Facebook. That usually goes to the office because we've got like a chat system that's connected to that. TikTok's quite good to private message. YouTube, don't bother messaging me on YouTube, because firstly you can't message. I see your comments on YouTube when people comment on the videos, but then if people reply to a comment, I don't see that. So YouTube's useless. So TikTok's a good way to send me private message, and I usually get back to people within sort of 24, 48 hours if I can. Like I said before, I nip down the gym, I get on the exercise bike, and I answer all the messages and comments there. Or you can email dave@mrtravelon.com. That's the best way. Let's have a look. Rancho Texas is the best thing for families to do when coming to Lanzarote. I completely agree, Alfie. Loved your blog on Hotel Alba. 7 nights, 2,800 with extra leg room. Jet 2, adults only. Is that good? 2,800 for 2? It's been such a long time since I booked a holiday like that, a package deal. I suppose 1,400 adults only, 7 nights. You'd be in the good part of the Alba. I suppose not too bad with flights and extra leg room, is it? I bet it was cheaper though last year or a couple of years ago. And depends where you are in PDC, and a taxi to Rancho from anywhere in PDC is around €5 to €8. Yeah, so Rancho do a free bus. So let me tell you about the free bus. Now, you can get Rancho tickets on our website. Loads of people email, can we pay on the door? Can we pay on the door? Yeah, you can pay on the door if you want. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and go, no, you can't. But if you book on our website, TravelON.world, well, firstly, you'll be helping Mr TravelON out for all the content that I give you. Secondly, if you use the code TTK, you'll save yourself some money. And when we send the ticket, we'll send the time for the bus. Now, there's a bus in Costa de Gezi, there's a bus in Playa Blanca, and there's even a bus in Puerto del Carmen. And if I'm right, the bus is free. So the bus is included in the price. It's a free bus service, and it goes round and picks people up at set times. So we send you all that information. If you're in Puerto del Carmen, I'd get a taxi, if I'm honest with you, and maybe organise the bus back if you don't want to wait for a taxi on the way back. And the reason I say that is because Rancho's literally, like Mrs TravelON said, €5 in a taxi. It's 2 minutes. And if you're stopping in Matagorda, for example, you're going to have to get picked up there, and it's quite a late pickup as well. It doesn't pick up till about 10:30, and then you're going to have to drive all the way down Puerto del Carmen, all the way down to the Old Town, all the way up to the top of the Old Town to the Flora Hotel, and then all the way around to Rancho Texas. And then you've got to wait to get in. And get a taxi if you're from Puerto del Carmen. For sure, it's the best way to do it. But go on our website first and get your tickets, because that'll save you messing around on the door with coins and money. You just go in, chuck the ticket at them, and you're straight through, aren't you? Let's have a look. Anything new in the background this week, Nelly? I put the teddy bears out. I put the teddy bears out. I don't think there's anything new in the background. I'm just looking. No, I don't think there is. I haven't been given any gifts. No, I haven't been given any gifts. Just the teddies, which I'm not sure if they were out last week. Went to Alba last year, adults only, and loved it. Alba's lovely. Asked to see his new wood, Mrs TravelON. This is not a porno site. I can't show you because the camera's attached here, but I have on this side of the office on the wall. I've done like a slat walling. And it looks really nice. I'll try and show you another time, but I can't show you right now because the camera's like literally attached. Price seems crazy at the moment all year round. The prices are mad. In Tenerife, the prices are crazy. But what I'm thinking is, I am thinking that, and I've said this before in my lives, I'm thinking that the Canary Islands have become the winter destination for people. It's becoming more popular than summer to come here for a winter break. So they're whacking the prices up. I think summer might actually bring the prices down a little bit. We loved Playa Blanca last year. Arabella's was lush, and saw you on your walk from the marina to the lighthouse. Would love to come back someday, and might try Tenerife this year. Lovely. I am going to do some more videos in Tenerife and Fuerteventura. The bus is included in the price. Thank you, Alfie. I knew it was. But a lot of bus prices have changed. The cost of buses has gone through the roof again. Accommodation, price of buses has gone through the roof. From May the 1st, all the excursions, the land tours have already gone up. I've spoke about this and told you that the land tours have gone stupid because of Tim and Fire going from 12 to 20 and all the attractions. Boat trips are going from like 69, which they were 54, to 75 per adult. And a lot of it is the buses have gone up. So, for example, in Fuerteventura, they used to do a free bus for the Oasis part. They're now charging €5 per person on that. Return to cover the cost of the bus. Rancho at the moment is free. They may add a cost for the bus in the summer, but it won't happen till May anyway. So at the moment it's free. What buffet meals like in the main buffet restaurant? Johan, I think I've covered the buffet restaurant on one of our videos when we stayed there. Let's have a look. It is about, what's Rufy saying? It is hot. 26. It's not 26 at the moment, Rufy. Do you know what, Rufy? I did the weather, and good evening, by the way. I think I've already said hello to you. I did the weather this morning and said, oh, look, it's glorious. And later on, it was cloudy. The clouds just keep coming and going. We booked an Airbnb in February, rebooked for next May, a villa. Can't wait to come back to Lanzarote. Fantastic, Bob. stayed in PDC last year for the first time, staying at Aqua Suites. That's beautiful. I've done a video on there. Coming back soon. I think Lanzarote is much a safer place than Tenerife. 100% sure. And we've had many a conversation on this, that Lanzarote is definitely one of the safest islands out of all the Canary Islands. Tenerife is great and it's a lovely place and so many beautiful things in Tenerife, and it's getting big. I mean, they're building some amazing sort of Ibiza style bars and restaurants. I mean, it's proper top class now, but that is attracting a lot of the younger ones. Even in the winter, there's a lot of young ones out there, so there is the party place, and then what attracts the young ones attracts different types of people that want to sell things to the young ones and deal with that sort of thing. So yeah, but it's still, there's beautiful places in Tenerife, but Lanzarote is by far the safest place. Coach company we work with put the prices up. Yeah, the holiday price. Yeah, the coach companies everyone's screwing everybody at the moment. I love you, Mega Walk and Costa de Geese. Can you do more often? Yes, do you know what, Emily? I will do Costa de Geese more often because I enjoyed that as well. Right, should we get Mrs TravelON up here? Because I need the aircon. I need the aircon remote, and it's over there, and I can't bother to get up. Mrs TravelON. She's going to come up now. So let's get Mrs TravelON on. Get your questions ready for Mrs TravelON. Press are banging on about demonstrations and water shortages possibly in Tenerife. Yeah, I know. The press are pushing the fact that it's tourists' fault that everything bad is happening in the Canary Islands, that there's no accommodation for people to live in, that there's a shortage of water. It's nothing to do with tourists. It's to do with the government. But you know what the government are like? They control the press, don't they? So the agenda they're pushing is blaming you lot. You know, they're just trying to keep the locals happy and say, oh, blame the tourists. They're using all the water. They're renting the Airbnbs, you know. Not the fact that they can't build affordable housing. And the mayor of Yaiza the other day was in a big area that is being built up. And guess what they're building? Oh, another sports centre. And they haven't even opened the other one yet. Ridiculous. They could have built affordable housing there. Could you pass the remote? Mrs TravelON's here. I've got a seat for her and everything. The remote's up there. She's bought a bottle of posh water. Only graffiti, no more hotels. Yeah, there's a few. Let me get this aircon on, look. It's getting hot in here. It's these lights. Right, come on, I'll move up.
Oh,
Here she is.
I'm too high.
Press it to go down, come on. She's in, look.
Hi.
There's a delay on there, so you won't be able to see it.
Oh.
Right, let's have a look. Mrs TravelON's here. Let's have a look. Is the spoon still in PB? Yes, it is. The spoon is definitely in there. Is Alan on? Evening, Alan. How are you, mate? Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Hope everything's all right. Was there any more news on those poor people in the crash? Yeah, we covered that at the beginning, Tigorific. So, yeah, we covered that in the beginning. Rewatch the live. We covered that. We don't want to dwell too much on that, do we? Mrs TravelON is in the house. There she is.
I'm here.
Can you sneak over a bit? I mean, you're pushing me out here.
I don't want to get too close to you.
There you go. Right. So, any questions for Mrs TravelON? She's going to answer the questions. I'm going to read them. What are the locals going to do if the tourists stop coming? Exactly. It's 80% of the industry. Exactly. And the locals, like I said, are brainwashed by the media that are blaming you lot. And they're, well, you know what people are like. They listen to what they read and they're like, it's tourists' fault. Get out tourists. But they're not actually thinking that, okay, go away tourists. Then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to do? You're definitely batting. Thank you very much. The picture has suddenly improved 100%. There you go.
Really
look,
nice.
Lovely to see Mrs TravelON. Give me some questions for Mrs TravelON. Hi, Mrs TravelON. What a good couple. Thank you, Kirsty. Nice to see you. There's Neil's on.
Hi, Neil.
Come on, stop just complimenting Mrs TravelON. Give us some questions. If you've got any questions, lady type questions. All hail the Lanzarote Queen. Oh, bless. The marina in Playa Blanca is so lovely. Thoroughly recommend Playa Blanca. Quite a lot of restaurants recommend self-catering and B&B. Yep, the marina's lovely. Hello, Mrs TravelON. How's your evening, Sean says?
It's good. I've just been doing mum stuff. I've just filled the dishwasher up, so no, nothing exciting, I'm afraid.
Happy days. And yesterday we did a sampling of some wine, cheese, marmalade, jams. And she sampled all the wine. So did you enjoy that?
Well, I had to because he can't drink, so it would be rude. It would be rude not to.
I had to take her down and we did a really good video. That'll be up tomorrow at 4:30. Did you get your bottle of wine last week? Yes, that Wobbly Pete. That's the one that sent you that that donation for a bottle of wine, and I said it was for me. There you go.
Oh, the mods were backing me up. They were like, "That's for Mrs TravelON."
Yeah.
No, I haven't had it yet, so I'll be waiting.
Sorry, Wobbly Pete. I don't even think that YouTube pay it out like that, so you have to wait. You have to wait. But I will get her one. Thank you very much, Wobbly Pete. How did you meet Mrs TravelON? She's so pretty. You are punching above your weight. Johan, you're always complimenting Mrs TravelON. You are, aren't you?
I like him.
How did I meet Mrs TravelON? I met Mrs TravelON in Tenerife. So this is a funny story. So like I said before, if you haven't already known, I was a naughty 18 to 30s rep, and then in the winter you'd go and do normal repping. So I'd go from being a naughty rep to a professional rep, dealing with nice holiday makers and stuff like that. Mrs TravelON was always a normal rep, and between me and you, and well, Mrs TravelON will tell you this, when you're an 18 to 30s rep, you're like a god, aren't you, Mrs TravelON? She still thinks I'm a god now. But when you turn up, the reps are like, oh, they're 18 to 30s reps. But we were there for a quiet time. I'd done all the partying for the whole of the summer. And Mrs TravelON, we do a 2-week training course. And Mrs TravelON, well, she took a fancy to Mr TravelON. Or it wasn't Mr TravelON at the time, it was Mr 18 to 30s.
Disco Dave.
Disco Dave, I was called. And we went to the medieval night. And Mrs TravelON tried it on with me. There you go. And the rest is history.
True story. And then they put us living together, didn't they? Which we didn't actually want, because we didn't want to get involved with anyone. But then we sort of. So it was actually
the big boss of Tenerife at the time was a friend of mine. And at the end of the 2-week training course, you would sort of go into the office. It's like being in Harry Potter, where they'd say which house you were going to be in. So you'd go in, and I went into his office. He said, right, Disco, he said, you're going to be working in these hotels for the winter, and you're living with Karen in this house. And I went, oh, right, okay. And I went, what, who am I living with? And he said, Karen. I was like, you can't make me live with this girl. We've sort of been getting it on the training course. The last thing I want to do is live with her, because that's going to ruin my winter. I'm not going to be able to go out and find other ladies. And it worked. Now she's trapped me.
It was the other way around, actually.
Now she's trapped me. Did you find it hard to print Dave's face on those cups? You can't drink your coffee out of that each morning. She loves my face on them cups. I go in the office and she's got Mr TravelON on there. Let's have a look. Any more questions for Mr TravelON? Who spends the most in the TravelON household? Alfie's asking. But it ain't me, Missy. It ain't me, Alfie.
Who spends the most?
Who spends the most?
I don't know, because I probably spend a lot on little things, but you probably make the bigger purchases, don't you? I'd say.
Yeah. I tend not to spend as much, but I do the shopping because I'm a control freak and a tight git. Now, you'd think Mrs TravelON would do the shopping,
I hate shopping. I hate food shopping.
So I do the big shop.
So you can take control.
Two reasons I do the big shop. Because when I take her to do the big shop, she just picks things off the shelf and chucks them in. And I'm sure there's blokes out there that will agree with me that when we go shopping, we will look, won't we? We'll go, well, that tin of beans is 150. This one is 60p. I'm having that one. Whereas Mrs TravelON just chucks it in.
It's not true.
It is. So I do the big shop. So I reckon, Mrs TravelON. Man, she's always having deliveries. Where's that place you always have deliveries from?
Oh, I shop at Shein. Love Shein. And I've got this like box I have every month from a place called Primor, which is like a beauty place here. So I get a box off them every month.
Subscriptions with a load of crap in.
Yeah. So €9 a month.
That answers your question, Alfie. There's every day there's people delivering at this door. Now, most of it's business because Mrs TravelON. Tell them what you do.
So I own a shop called Diversion, which is online, and I make personalised products. So I make T-shirts, uniforms for businesses. I make loads of gift products, and I do flowers and balloons. And so if you go on diversionlanzarote.com, that's my website, and that's me.
All that sort of stuff. Yeah. So we used to have a shop in Porta del Carmen, but then after COVID we closed that. So Mrs TravelON's in the garage now. So every day there's men at the door. Tell you what, people start talking around this area. There's men at the door with big boxes of things, T-shirts and stuff like that. And then every now and again the post office will turn up with a box of crap from Shein. And it's like the highlight of Mrs.
I bet the
TravelOn's
ladies
week.
on here, do any of you shop at Shein? I bet you do.
It's just crap. But
It's not.
have I got anything in here from Shein? No.
Yeah, that on-air light's from Shein.
Oh, there you go. The on-air line.
There you
The
go.
on-air
That was a
light
gift
there
from Shein.
From Shein. Actually, it's not too bad. Who spends the most? We've already done that. Come to Costa Keys in June. Book Catlanza for yourself. Have a lovely time. You'll enjoy Catlanza, Jamie. It's one of the best catamarans. You've been on Catlanza, no?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a very well-established one. The Canarian public who are anti-tourism might just regret their position. Exactly. It's happening in other places, and tourists stop coming, and the economy has tanked. Exactly, Alan. But like I said, I don't think you can blame the locals. They're being pushed this agenda by the mainstream media, which we all know is run by the government, and the government say make sure to push this. They're blaming tourists, and the locals are lapping it up. Oh, it's tourists' fault. It's tourists' fault. It's tourists' fault. They're not thinking logically, but I totally agree with you. Hi from Stuart Allen, photographer and drone pilot in the UK. 9 degrees and raining. 13 days and I'll be in Fuerteventura. Can't wait. Thank you very much, Stuart, and the drone pilot. Tell you what, Stuart, I told you last time you were on here, I need you to show me how to use that drone, so I might even come over to Fuerteventura and we give it a go. Although it is windy in Fuerteventura, you might be best off coming over here. Mrs TravelON is going to take you to another cheese buffet soon. A Chinese buffet.
Chinese.
Mrs TravelON, is Dave going to take you to another Chinese buffet? You're not as big a Chinese buffet fan
I
as
like
me.
sushi. Sushi's my thing, but I'm not a massive buffet
She
person.
annoys me at Chinese restaurants because she doesn't eat enough.
I do. I have a starter, a main,
Yeah.
or 2 mains. But
You don't eat enough, and I'm like, are you sure you finished that? Because I'm thinking, well, you ain't getting your money's worth there. And she don't eat prawns as well, and that's where you cash in on a Chinese
sushi's
buffet.
the best thing on the buffet.
And the sushi's the best thing. Yeah,
definitely.
Do you have other expat families you socialise with? Oh, Janet,
Shall
that
I
makes me
answer
laugh.
this one?
I don't socialise. Mrs TravelON will.
I have lots of friends and expat friends, but Dave generally don't socialise. He's an introvert in a way because he doesn't go out and socialise, but he's...
That's what they call me, Janice. I call myself a miserable twat. But yeah, no, I don't socialise, Janice. I can't be dealing with other people's baggage. I just can't be dealing with it. And I listen to enough from her. Oh, so-and-so's got this and so-and-so's done this and so. I don't need it in my life. Oh, look, Simon's saying Mrs TravelON's a hottie. Bloody hell, Simon. Would you do a live walk with him on a Sunday? Kirsty, would Mrs TravelON do a live walk? Would you?
I don't like walking. I prefer running. I'm a runner.
Well, you can run.
Should I just run ahead of you?
I don't
Run
think
in front of you.
To be honest, Kirsty, I don't think it'd be worth it because you never see my face. When I do the lives, I know a lot of like live bloggers out there. They point the camera at themselves, don't they? Because some people are all about themselves, aren't they? Whereas I turn the camera around, so you wouldn't really see anything. You'd just see us. It would be quite helpful if Mrs TravelON came and like read the comments and sort of said, "Oh, somebody's asked a good question." But then we've got all the moderators. We've got some fantastic moderators on TikTok. Rufy's on, Neil's on, I think Joanne's on. We've got some great moderators on TikTok, and Nicola. They answer all the questions on TikTok, and it's such an interactive. It's such an interactive platform. Whereas the live one, look, I could sort of, I'm answering the questions quite easily on live with there because there's only 196 people on. Whereas TikTok there's like 1,000, and it's really fast. So
yeah, I think I'd just
really
get in
good.
the way. We're doing Christmas walk, don't we? We did a Christmas walk for 2 years.
Yeah, we did a Christmas walk. Can you remind me what was the name of the hotel you both stayed in the wine regions, and would you recommend it, Mrs TravelON? Can you remember?
Finca, Florida. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. It was just really peaceful. Oh, it was just really romantic. It was just very rural. And yeah, I loved it. I loved the whole feel of the place. And the food was incredible. Apparently they've got a Michelin star chef there.
There you go.
And he's still there. So yes, I recommend it.
Yeah, the food was nice, and we did the dome. Unfortunately, the dome's closed. So if you want to go there, you can only use the restaurant now. So you can't do that. Thank you very much, Alan. Please make sure to like the live. I didn't know that works. Myself and my girlfriend are looking to stay at either Secrets Lanzarote or Dreams Lanzarote. Which one would you recommend? Well, I'll tell you about Dreams. Dreams is lovely and it's in Playa Blanca. It's in a much busier area because it's in Playa Blanca, so there's a lot more to do. Beautiful hotel. I've done a few videos on there, and I've done a video on Dreams as well. But not Dreams, yeah, on Dreams and Secret. But Secret is where Mrs TravelON, she won't even know, will she?
Oh, Hesperia.
Yeah, it used to be called Hesperia.
I was wondering where it was.
Yeah. So what do you think of that place?
I think Dreams. Oh, I like Hesperia, but
I'm trying to tell them what happened at the Hesperia, which was.
We got married. We got married there. It's really nice, but it's a bit out, isn't there? There's not that much to do in Portocalero, whereas the other one, it's right in the middle of.
It's good to get married, and that's where we get married. That's what I was pushing.
Yeah, if you want a beautiful hotel in the middle of sort of nowhere, well, in a quiet place, then it's nice. If you just want to relax.
Yeah, David, it's right in Portocalero. But as I said, that's where me and Mrs TravelON got married. That's where we had our wedding reception. But can we tell them how we got married? That we went to England first, or do people not know? Okay, I just thought that people might not know. So. Officially, you can't get married in Lanzarote, so because we were British, so we had to. What we actually had to do, we had to fly back to England and get married legally in a registry office. So I called a couple of my mates up. They came to be witnesses. We drove up. We just put jeans and crappy clothes on. Didn't make a big thing of it.
I dressed up.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't even remember, to be honest. That long ago.
Just normal, yeah.
So we went in, did the registry office thing, signed that, and then we had the wedding in Lanzarote. So everybody came out to Lanzarote and thought that was the real wedding. But we'd actually been married for how long before then?
Only a couple of weeks, weren't it?
Was it?
Yeah. But I count the wedding day as the anniversary date.
Do you? When's that?
The 25th of November.
25th of November. But when did we officially get married?
I don't know. I didn't. It's on the wedding certificate.
So that's our official sort of anniversary.
Yeah, but everybody does that here. Everybody.
Yeah. So,
English people.
But officially, we got married well before that, legally, and that was at the registry office in Birmingham. Why would you want to find other ladies? Millennial Steve, what you mean when I was a rep? I was young. Millennial Steve. Last thing I wanted to do was settle down at that age. And I got thrown in living with Mrs TravelON in Tenerife for a whole summer, a whole winter. But it calmed me down, to be honest. And then I turned into a sensible Dave. No disco Dave. I went sensible Dave. Cable Dave, you're within hitting distance, I know. Living in Lanzarote with all those famous restaurants on your doorstep. Do you have date nights? No.
We don't have any family here, so it's not like we can leave the kids with people, really. So we rarely... When we stayed at Princess Yaiza, Dave's mum was here. So that's how we went. And same with La Florida, wasn't it? Your mum was here. But generally, we don't really have a lot of date nights because we don't have people to look after the kids.
And plus, I can't stand date nights.
Or we do a video night.
I'm male. I'm sorry. I'm a male. I can't be dealing with going for meals and stuff. It just annoys me. But this is the good thing about the channel that I've started, this channel, because now you get taken out quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, more than ever.
More than ever. Do you hear that?
Nights.
And that's because I've got something to do. Now, I can't sit at a table having a meal because I just get restless and then waiting for my food. I don't mind a buffet. Like I said, I can sit down, grab the food and stuff, but I can't sit there. I get restless waiting, and then, with all due respect, I see Mrs TravelON 24 hours a day. We live and work together in the house all day, every day. What do I want to go and sit at a table for and chat with her for? I'm chatting to her now.
Well, I go out with my friends if I want to sit
I'm going to
and
get punched in a minute. Yeah, there you go. She can go out.
I'm used to him.
She can go out with the mates.
Yeah, if I want to sit and chat.
But that's just me. Friends. I am what I am. But since we started the channel, she's getting taken out because I'm busy doing stuff and talking and making the videos that we're all rocking and rolling. Look at that. Wobbly Pete, thank you very much, mate.
Bless him.
Posh water this time. See you in 4 weeks. I'm going to get a glass bottle of posh water with that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Wobbly. Definitely going to bring you some presents as a thank you.
I've got posh water as well. I've stolen one of his waters.
I'll bring you some TravelON presents for sure. Stevie ended up with 2 wives. Happy days. Shame it's closed. Yeah, the Finca was beautiful. The Finca's not closed. The Finca Florida, Kirsty. It's just the dome thing that we did. I tried to order one of your TravelON mugs for delivery to Ireland. The website wouldn't allow it. It should do, Colin. I shall have a look at that, though. But you should be able to order it to Ireland. That was some time ago. Somebody else messaged me about that, and I tweaked a few things. So you should be able to do that. If not, try and send me an email, dave@mrtravelon.com, and I'll have a look. Let's have a look. Kirsty's saying TikTok on Sunday is manic. There you go. Nicola's saying it's manic. Oh my God. Shout out to the moderators to do a great job on TikTok. Yeah. The locals to a very short memory. Yeah, exactly, Phil. Phil's just talking about the locals saying go home tourists.
I've not heard one local say
Not
that.
here. It's more in Tenerife that they're graffitiing around. Jane McDonald told me to say hello. Where's Patrick? Patrick's on here somewhere. Still thinking about a market store? No, Stephen, I've sort of put that to bed. Mrs TravelON talked me out of it because she said that if I'm going to sort of start going to different places, then I can't really have a market store because I'll be stuck doing that.
Yeah.
I've missed loads of there. A lot of Shein. A lot of people coming on saying they shop at Shein.
Shein fans. Shein, Shine, Shein.
What's the weirdest thing you've had to make in your business, Tiggerific asked?
I used to sell, one of the biggest sellers when I had a shop was mankinis. Do you remember the Borat mankinis?
Yeah.
And I used to have a mannequin outside, and I printed a few things on them, on the mankinis. Dave tried leopard print one on once. Do you remember when your mum was here?
Did I? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There you go.
Mankinis was one of the weirdest things that I've printed.
But she does get a lot of like stag parties and hen parties that have some really dodgy stuff written on their t-shirts.
Yeah, do you remember that one I did?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't even
repeat it.
It's X-rated. I did a group and it was pure filth on the t-shirts. I said to Dave, I showed him, I said, shall I make these? And he was like, yeah, of course.
Of course.
I was like, oh.
That's what they want. Hi Dave, given that you and Mrs TravelON and the boys live on Lanzarote, how come you're all still so pale? Do you make conscious effort to stay out the sun? Number one, Barry, we don't do beaches because I can't stand them. I'm not that pale, Barry, I'll have you know, because I'm out and about walking.
He's quite tan.
I'm quite tan. But we're working, mate. Living in Lanzarote is not all sun, sea and sangria. It's work. It's just work, but in the sun. But not in the sun. So yeah, we're in quite a lot. So that's why we're pale. But you could do it getting a bit.
I put fake tan on my legs tonight.
There you go.
I literally put fake tan on. Isn't that
Lives
bad?
in Lanzarote and putting fake tan on.
I shop at Shein. Look.
Your gadgets behind you, Dave says you're a big buyer. Yes, I agree, Jack. I do spend a lot of money on gadgets. I do the shopping. If Mrs comes, she can do 50 and the whole meal in the basket. Exactly, Darren. Us men need to do the shopping. I'm telling you that now. Do you miss anything about Coventry, Mrs TravelON?
I miss my friends and my family.
She has to say that.
To be fair, no. I actually quite like Coventry when I go back and visit. I like to go back and visit and go to the town centre and yeah.
Nicola says you still want that Chloe bag.
Yes, I do.
Well, to be honest...
But a real one, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, Nicola, trying to get me in trouble here, I was going to buy Mrs TravelON a Chloe bag because she said she saw it in Fungrube, but there isn't one in Fungrube because I've been and had a look. So if anybody can find a shop that sells them, maybe I'll buy one for a birthday. I don't know. And best place for spa date in Playa Blanca, Mrs TravelON from Mandy.
Best spa in Playa Blanca. Well, I've been to the Alba one. That's quite nice, and they've got quite a nice one at the Rubicon, and you can buy like a pass.
Yeah.
And go in there. So I would say either Rubicon or I think the Alba was only €15.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it's about 15, 14.
Yeah, and you don't have to be staying there. You can just go in, go to the reception, €15 each.
And I think the Rubicon H10 Rubicon Palace is about 20, if I'm not mistaken. But they're all open to the public. But the best spa on the island?
I would say the Beatrice. No.
I thought you liked the one at
Costa Calero.
Costa Calero, no?
I think it's gone a little bit downhill. I think the Beatrice is a bit bigger.
Okay, so Beatrice
The
and
big
Costa play
Beatrice
at
and
Costa.
Costa.
Yeah, me and Jack went there. I've done a video on that. So you can have a look at the Beatrice Costa if you can go all the way up there. If you're in Playa Blanca, Rubicon, HSM Rubicon,
Or the Alba,
the Elba. The Elba's only a small one, but it looks nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
And thank you very much, Anime Travels. It's different when you live abroad, like you said, the working. Yeah, exactly. You don't. I mean, a lot of locals do sort of tend. I hate the beach, as you know. If you've been following my channel, I can't stand the sand. You like the beach, don't you?
I do, but I only go in summer when it's really hot. It's not hot enough yet.
I can't sit on the sand. It drives me mad. I can't sit still for 5 minutes. She can. She'll sit there.
Relax, yeah.
Let's have a look. Oh, Patrick's on. Hello, Pat.
Hi, Pat. I was actually going to put my Primark jumper on tonight, just for Pat.
Pat sent Mrs TravelON and my mother a Primark. No, a Pennies. Don't say
Oh my God, you'll kill me. A Pennies jumper. I'm sorry, Pat. Please forgive me.
And it's not Primark, it's Primark.
Primark.
You'll have a right. You'll go mad.
Panic now when I
do
say
you
it.
own a boat or go sailing? No, we don't own a boat. I've thought I'd like to do that, but I don't think I could be bothered with sort of mooring it and that. But because I sell excursions, I do get the boats for free. So Mrs.
It's a bit
TravelON
of a
likes
money
that.
pit, isn't it? I think if you had loads of money, you'd just rent a boat.
Yeah, and
when you wanted it.
And we
rather than
can go on sort of the boats. Mrs. TravelON's mate's got a boat. She keeps threatening to take us out on it.
She's got 7 boats.
She's got 7 boats. There
Yeah.
you go. She only socialises with the high class, but we've never been out on one.
I know.
Come on.
We arranged it, and then the weather, we got it cancelled because of the weather.
Yeah.
And
Where'd you go on your holidays, Tracy? Tenerife.
Coventry.
Yeah, Mrs. TravelON's going to Coventry in July, I think, with Alfie. So she's leaving me and Jack on our own, and we tend to go over to Tenerife because you can't really do. It's not. It's we only go to Tenerife because there's like Sion Park, Loro Park, Mount Tady's beautiful. We had a great day up there, didn't we? At Mount Tady, driving up there,
really nice.
and we met in Tenerife as well. So it's like a nice place for us. But there's no real place. It's not worth going on holiday, like a proper summer holiday, because, like you said, we live in Lanzarote. So back to Birmingham for a week, Coventry for a week to visit people. We did Lapland. That was good, didn't we?
Yeah, we did America years ago now, but it was in January, wasn't it? We did America for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we did America. That was nice. We did sort of Disney and stuff. So maybe we'll do some more of that when the money starts coming in. Mrs. TravelON, which hotel do you want Dave to take you to this year for a night? Thanks, Alfie.
Do you know what? I'd love to go to the Farionis.
Someone's just said that's $2,500 for a week.
The Farionis Hotel, definitely. But my favourite hotel is the Princess Iasa.
Well, you've done that now. Thanks,
Love
Alfie. Dear gosh. Hate how the sand gets everywhere. Me too, Lindy. We're over there in 3 weeks, staying at Nautilus in Matagorda. Perfect for wheelchair users. Yeah, Nautilus in Matagorda is like an artist hotel. Very strange place, but it's great for wheelchair users. I've heard that.
I know which one.
We were over for a week in February. We've seen Vince PH and the Scotsman in Tenerife. You were lucky to get the Scotsman. He was only here for a bit. My wife Bren left the island gutted and didn't bump into you. Sorry about that. Well, look, you can... Bren, next time you're here, make sure to message me. Best way, as I said, email dave@mrtravelon.com or TikTok private message is the best way to contact me, for sure. Nelly wants to see me in a mankini. Never, Nelly. Never. I can't remember if I put that on.
Yeah, we did.
Do you sell star spotting nights in Lanzarote? Emily, we were going to start a star gazing because down in Papagayo is a beautiful place. And someone took me down there to do stargazing, and I said, you have to set this up as an excursion, and they've never done it. So at the moment, no, but just go to the back of the Sandos Papagayo Hotel, walk a little bit in the dark, you'll see the stars. They're
Tell
beautiful.
them about what happened with us in Tenerife with the stargazing. The cold, do you remember?
Oh yeah, we went. Yeah, we went to.
Horrendous.
So we sell this on our website. There is a stargazing trip in Tenerife. Would I go on it? I don't know. It was freezing.
So cold.
If you are going to go on it, take some real warm stuff because it's right at the top of Mount Tady, so it's freezing cold. And they got the telescopes out and showed us like 2 dots in the sky. I expected to see Saturn and all that. It was It was an experience. It was very cold, wasn't it?
It was freezing. And you ended up giving your coat to, was it Alfie?
Yeah, I gave my coat to Alfie, so I was
so cold.
In the end, I said to the guide, "Can I please go and sit on the coach because I'm done. I've had enough." What kind of music do you both like, and have you been to any amazing concerts? Do you know what? I've never been to a concert with Mrs TravelON. In fact, I've never really been to. I've been to one concert, I think, in my whole life, or maybe a couple. No, I think I've only been to one concert, and that was Lionel Richie, and I took my mother.
I used to go to. I like, I'd say 90s dance music. That's my.
There you go.
If I'm working in the office, I'll put 90s dance on.
And I like gangster
That's
rap.
my,
and rock music like Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, Def Leppard, that sort of stuff. So I'm a bit weird. But we've never been to a concert together, have we?
No. Because there was an Ed Sheeran one.
Oh, in Tenerife, yeah, but it's going to be...
Not that I'm massive Ed Sheeran, and I like Ed Sheeran, but we said it was going to be so difficult to get flights, wasn't it, and accommodation and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going to go and see Shakira with my friend, and then COVID hit. I'd like to see Shakira. She was on in Madrid.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I couldn't be bothered with that Ed Sheeran concert in Tenerife. Everybody was going there, and I like Mrs TravelON said, the flights would have just been too much stress.
Oh, and I like Becky Hill. She's another one I like.
Never heard of her.
Becky Hill.
Dave, please don't do Florida. I probably won't, so. Or if we did Florida again, it'd only be Universal. I wouldn't go to Disney. Disney's the devil.
Yeah, too expensive as well.
Too expensive. It was crap, and let's face it, they are now officially very weird.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the family all invading for the weekend, Dave. It's my 65th birthday on Saturday. Wow, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
65 on Saturday, Alan.
Coventry is the best, James.
We're over there in 3 weeks down at Nautilus. We've already done that. David and Mankini, we've done that. Go on, spoil your wife. All right, Heather, I spoil her all the time. She gets taken out to the videos, you know. I kill two birds with one stone then. I keep her happy and you lot happy. Trying to juggle all of you lot as well. I've got 213 of you that want to see different restaurants and stuff. So she's happy. Trust me. What's Lani's Sweets like? 5-star. Popped in with my wife last month. Receptionists look like hairdressers. Yeah, it's beautiful. I've done a full video, Johan, on my YouTube channel, on this channel. There's a full video with an Australian couple that showed us Mario.
Oh, I loved Mario.
Dave, go to Madeira for a break. My wife and I went for the summer for Lanzarote and a week for a little break. Been to Canaries off us. Oh, there you go.
Love, that's where Ronaldo's from now.
Oh, Madeira, there you go, Mr TravelON. We can get a binter from there. Maybe we'll do that then. Go and see my pals. Going to see my pals in Simple Minds in Glasgow at the end of the month. Great live. Ooh, Simple Minds. Do you know what? I'd like to go and see a concert. I was going to go back and see Guns N' Roses with my friend, but then I saw some videos of Axl Rose singing, and well, I just think he's a little bit too old to be doing concerts.
Madonna.
Yeah, I think the expectation of going and seeing like bands from that time, sort of doing things when they're really old, it sort of ruins it. I'd rather remember them for how they were. Coldplay headlines Glastonbury this year. Saw them when they were good in the mid-2000s. Saw Noel Gallagher at the Eden Project in Cornwall last year. Amazing venue. I've got to get into some concerts.
Oh, look, Becky Hill fan. Yeah, she's fab, isn't she? I'd love to see her.
Never heard of her.
Love Becky Hill.
America got too expensive. $26 for 2 Diet Cokes in LA. Stick to the posh water, Denise. Diet Coke's full of chemicals anyway. In fact, do you know what? We've stopped drinking Diet Coke and everything, haven't we? And I feel a lot better. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you don't have, because he used to drink Monster. Not all the time, but now and again. But you don't drink that anymore, do
No,
you?
just water. You drink a lot of coffee, don't you?
Oh, coffee and water. Lots of coffee. Bit of water.
The Specials, are they from Coventry? I've never heard of them either. We didn't like Madeira. Sue didn't like Madeira. My daughter arrives in Lanzarote PDC tomorrow. I think there's a heat wave this weekend. There could be.
I haven't seen anything.
There could be. I mean, it's still warm, although it has been cloudy today. So it's sort of, I mean, this morning was like blue skies. I said this morning on the weather it was going to be amazing, but then it's been a bit cloudy. Anything you miss from the UK food-wise, Mrs TravelON?
Chippy tea. Local chip shops.
And Mrs TravelON's local chippy was which one?
Binley Mega Chippy. That's my down the road from my brother and my mum and dad.
There
Binley
you go.
Mega Chippy.
So that one that got really
TikTok
popular
sensation.
on TikTok, and then it all died down, didn't it? Binley Mega Chippy.
My brother literally lives across the road from Binley Mega Chippy, and it did his head in because there was loads of people around all the time.
There you go. Yeah, I think I miss the chippy as well. You can get fish and chips. Popeyes do a good fish and chips, but it's not like a proper
not a chip shop.
And when I went back to the UK, I took Jack. We went for a walk in Sutton, and I said, "Come on, we're going to get chippy tea." And we had fish and chips, and I wrapped them up, and I always said, "Give me 2 scallops." And we ate them on the way back. Jack was in heaven. He was like, "Wow, these are amazing, Dad."
Yeah, Alfie's never tried a scallop.
Yeah, so Alfie's going back in July with Mrs TravelON, so he'll be trying a scallop.
Yeah.
Seen the Prodigy. I'd love to see the Prodigy, Nelly.
I love the Prodigy.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I love them. I bought all them albums back in the day. All the Prodigy albums.
Sean's asking, what makes posh water posh? The blue bottle. It just looks posh, doesn't it? Look at the label. Compared to... Get me an empty bottle of water out. I've got. See, I don't always drink posh water. I get these ones from the gym. Look, come on. Which is posher? The blue bottle.
You've got my...
It's actually the same price.
The best disinfectant in Lanzarote.
There's no posh about it. I always think sausages are weird abroad, like hot dog sausages, not proper ones. You can get from Mercadona and Lidl. They're not proper British like sausages, but they are quite nice, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're thin. They're not like thick ones. Oil for 90s dance music. Yeah.
The best.
Someone's going to go and see Simple Mind. You lot are all out blooming partying by the sounds of it.
Yes, Prodigy. Oh, I love Prodigy.
We're coming in April to Playa Blanca, staying at Lanzarote Park. Is it a good hotel? Beautiful hotel. That's the Iberia Star. A beautiful hotel. Love all your work. Me and the wife are massive fans. Thank you very much, Andy. Tides Fish and Chip in Los Cristianos, Tenerife. Right, when I go over to Tenerife then, Darren, I'm going to go and try Tides. I bet they've got a proper chippy in Tenerife. They've got everything in Tenerife. Best concert ever was Eminem at Milton Keynes. I'd like to have seen Eminem as well.
Jack loves Eminem, doesn't he? Jack listens to
I was
Eminem.
a big fan of Eminem until he got political and started like giving his political views. And I can't stand actors, Hollywood actors, musicians that start getting into politics. It's like, stick to your job, which is entertaining people, and keep your political opinions and agenda to yourself. We have enough of that through the mainstream media. And you can tell that a lot of them are being told what to say. So, yeah, I fell out with Eminem, to be honest. Not for his political views, just the fact that he put his political views forward, and it's nothing to do with his music. Hit the like, thumbs up button if yet. Thank you very much. Tell us more about what a couple and 13-year-old and 8-year-old girl would enjoy in Playa Blanca. Right, a couple, 13-year-old and an 8-year-old, what would they enjoy in Playa Blanca? Well, in Playa Blanca, there's not anywhere really like specifically for that age group in Playa Blanca, but things to do. You've got Rancho Texas. That's one of the best days out for all ages. You've got the Aqua Lava Park in Playa Blanca. That's good for the 8-year-old, and we're going to go to the one in Costa de Guise, which opens next weekend. I don't know whether we're going to go next weekend. So the water park in Playa Blanca, the Aqua Lava, that's got some nice slides. You like that place, don't you?
Aqua Lava.
Yeah, because you can let the kids run around.
It's small, it's clean, the staff are lovely. It's it's a nice little park, but it's not. The teenagers get a bit bored, to be fair. But I mean, if you're going to book Playa Blanca with kids, you're best off getting a hotel with entertainment in. Yeah. So there's things going on all day, like with an animation team and a disco at night and all of that. So you're best booking that. Yeah. And then, that is Playa Blanca in a nutshell. It's the big hotels. But like I said, Aqua Lava's good, or you can get the bus pickup for the big water park in Costa de Guise. It's old, but it's got bigger slides for the 13-year-old and the 8-year-old. If they're 1.20 m and above, that's probably the better water park to go to. Rancho Texas is amazing, as we've said. If you want to see the volcanoes with kids that age, I'd do the short south tour because it's nice and short. It's not a massive full day out, and again, that will pick you up from here. We went to, let's have a look. Playa Blanca is the best part of Lanzarote. I agree with you. We like Playa Blanca, but not
not a lot for young families. No, there isn't. Porta del Carmen's got a lot more for sort of families. And the work store, HR, let's describe. Will you film the aquapark in Costa de Geese, please? Yes, Kirsty, due to do it soon. It opens on 23rd, which is next Saturday. I don't know whether we'll be going then, because you said it'd be too cold, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit chilly. It was really hot in January and February, and it's gone a little bit. It's not cold, it's still warm, but
we'll see. I'll go and chuck her in. She'll be all right. She'll be all right. We got the ferry from Playa Blanca to Corralejo and went to the water park there. It was okay, but no Siam Park. No, unfortunately, Fuerteventura at Lanzarote, you're never going to get what Tenerife has got. Tenerife's got Siam Park.
Oh, Siam Park's amazing. Really good.
It was one of the best days out I've been, for sure. We loved it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
And he doesn't really like water parks. He hates going on the rides, but it was fab.
I scream all the way.
The best.
I scream all the way. What would you say is needed in Playa Blanca? Something more entertaining, like we've just said. There's not much in Playa Blanca. And then, like Mrs TravelON had a little bit of a rant yesterday, there's a bit of waste ground up the top, and the mayor of Yaiza's there going, oh, tell you what we're going to build, a little sports centre again.
Another one, just a waste of money.
They haven't even opened the other sports centre, but what they tend to build here, like next to the Barcelo Papagayo with all that land, is they build little parks. And like they'll put a basketball net up there, and they just build little recreational parks. We've got enough of them.
They're all over the place, and they literally everywhere you go, there's a little basketball court, and they're just not used. Side
of the Alba Hotel, big massive walk park. Yeah. So that's what I think Playa Blanca lacks, and it could be something even something as cool as like the crazy golf course that they have at the top of the Biosphera shopping centre. You know, like an entertainment place, even if it's just a bit of mini golf.
Yeah.
Michael the Guide is very funny. I've heard Michael the Guide's very funny. Playa Blanca is best for old wrinklies. We love it. There's a lot of old wrinklies in Playa Blanca, bless them.
We love Playa Blanca.
Yeah, it's nice. The short volcano tour was great. Thanks, Stephen. Hi, Dave and Karen. Lolly knows your real name, Mrs TravelON. How do you know Mrs? Do you know what, Karen? Kaz. You know, since TikTok and the word Karen now means a moaning woman, doesn't it? She hated it. She said, I'm going to change my name. I hate it. Now she's called Mrs TravelON. So realistically, I've solved that problem. That's how good I am.
Yeah.
I've solved that problem because now everyone knows you as Mrs TravelON.
All my friends call me.
Apart from Lolly, somehow knows that you're called Karen. I don't know how. Maybe it's been leaked. I'm talking my old folks to Playa Blanca in June. We've been holiday in Playa Blanca for 20 years. There you go, Lolly. Maybe she knows you if she's been here for 20 years.
Maybe.
Do restaurants fill posh water bottles with normal water? No, John. They buy mini bottles on it. You can see them on the shelf behind me.
Yeah, they're sealed. So
I got that one there, look, from Arabella's. That was with gas. Arabella's also gave me that one there, which is in a can. It's very posh.
They spoil you at Arabella's.
They spoil me at Arabella's. But there you go. What time is it? It's nearly 9 o'clock, guys. So I am going to have to go. Yes. Otherwise, Mrs TravelON's going to turn into a pumpkin.
Pat, look.
Where's Pat? Mrs Diversion. That's what he calls her.
Love Pat.
But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was our little live. Brought Mrs TravelON on for you because you all keep pestering me. I know we've only done an hour. I could go on for longer, but to be honest, I know Mrs TravelON needs to get back and wants to get back. She said, I'm not coming on for long. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that it didn't work at the beginning and we had to mess around doing different things, but that's technology for you. And we haven't done much of this, have we, tonight? We haven't done much of this bit where I'll show you different things. We've been talking too much. So next live, try and have some questions about different hotels and stuff, so I can show you where they are on the map and stuff like that, and we can get all interactive. But there is a little bit of delay there. That's just come up there. But there you go. Thank you very much to everybody that's joined us. Thank you for all the moderators from TikTok that have joined us tonight. And the moderators, or are they called moderators or spanners? They're called They're called spanners on here, aren't they? Thanks to the spanners on YouTube for answering any questions and pinning things and stuff like that. Thank you for any donations that come through. Wobbly Pete, I shall be treating you to something when you come over. Make sure to drop me a message or an email. And if you have emailed me, I will get back to you. And if you do message me on TikTok or Dave at mrtravelon.com, and I'll try and get back to you. So thank you very much, Mrs TravelON.
Thank you, everybody.
There you go.
Nice to pop on.
We'll let it go back to the dishwasher now.
I literally am going to go and hang washing out now.
There you go. Look at that.
Exciting times.
I'm such a menamist, and I'm such a menamist. He's like, oh, he's a male chauvinist. But there you go. Thank you very much. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a nice evening.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to stop this now. Oh, there you go.